think it's super cute and it aligns us more with the school district, with the Panthers.
And I do know, I want to say this for public record, is that I know some of the survey results came back saying, why are we spending money on branding and stuff? Well, the funds that came from Wood County specifically are earmarked for promotion and like, so this is not district or taxpayer funds that are being spent to do this. This is part of the deal that when we apply for that grant, a big part is marketing and promotion for that grant that came through it. So I think that's important to note, is that anything that comes of this as far as, you know, shirts for the family members and stuff is being paid for from those grant monies that we earmarked for this reason. It's the reason we got the grant, was to help promote the childcare center.
So no district funds are being used.
I like it. I think it's cute.
I love
And I
it.
don't use that word very often.
I would entertain a motion to approve the Little Panther Early Childhood Learning Center logo change as presented.
Also move. I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the Early Learning Center logo change as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next we have item D, Fund 46. Yeah, because we got rid of it.
So back in 23, 24, 24, 25, we worked with community members. We kind of went through this list. Made some modifications at that time, had not gotten represented to the board yet. So I went back through this, I went through my notes. So everything in a red font. The projects are passed through based on our original assessment 10 years ago. Our new building and grounds have been a little busy since they've started, so I really haven't met with them in regards to looking at this, and there are things that need to be expedited. There's things that could last for another 20 years maybe. So this entire list, everything short and red, needs to kind of be readdressed. The only things that were added, Jen, if you want to scroll toward the end, the things in orange, it's like the second or third to the last page. So right there.
Oh, there we were.
Right there. So additions and improvements for all locations. Upon assessment of our new director of building and grounds gentleman, it's discovered water heaters, water softeners are bad, which everyone is aware of. In order to use our Fund 46 capital fund for projects, they need to be on an approved list by the school board. The one water heater and softener that we have already replaced, and the one that we installed came out of a little extra funding that we did have right in Fund 10. We didn't need extra money for. These are really rough numbers just because I apologize, but I had a lot going on. I did not get all of the quotes. I didn't end up taking them home with me when I had to get this done. So I wasn't sure exactly how many we had. I went off of what we've already paid and estimated it. But again, the estimate that we got 2 months ago, I'm sure is increased by now. So we basically just need the board to approve this as standing, in the light knowing that we can change this literally every single month if we want to. So it's my goal over the next 6 months is to implement all the resources, the human minds that we have here, and look at this. I'm not getting votes for all of this, it's just their experience as far as having a chance to look at things. You know, we know the clock system is aging, plain and simple. It doesn't need to be replaced, maybe not. Maybe it's gonna last. I mean, it's already said it should be replaced in 2008 and it's still working. Not fabulous, but it's still working. So I mean, it's things like that, just to kind of review everything and take a peek out of it. Added fiber optics, I know that was all put in with E-rate funds, and being what E-rate funds are right now, to sit down and do that whole project. I mean, we only put 38,000 on there, but that's, if memory serves me, that was close to an $80,000, $90,000 project. So E-rate funding would really help, so it's things that we can maybe limp along until some additional funding comes in to help cover some of this stuff. So that's where it sits, I just sort of need approval now, so we can look at, we do have, water heaters and softeners that are failing that we do need to replace, and this just gives us an opportunity to use Fund 46 if we need to for those. Not saying we have to, it's, right now, that's where we would take the money from if we needed to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, can you remind me what, so you're asking us to take, so you presented that, but the real ask is to take 200,000 from Fund 10 and move it to Fund 46.
That's a different.
That's
Oh,
like, it'll be a
that's
different
different.
motion.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, so what,
This is just approving the capital asset list.
oh, got it,
Yeah,
okay, sorry.
just the list.
I thought it was.
No money.
No, that's all we need for right now,
Just
just a
capital
list for
asset
this
list.
motion.
So back 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago, we approved this to start a Fund 46 and we needed to have this approved and sent to DPI. Now DPI just says, you need to look at this and review it and adjust it. You can do it once every 10 years, you can do it every month. So, I mean, we've had the committee, we've made the adjustments that the committee suggested, and now I've added the orange water heater water softener.
Okay.
What is the language for
The,
this?
So that's
the
not
language,
the
yeah, this is
suggested
not what
motion.
this says.
Suggested motion is wrong.
So you have a motion to approve the long-term capital project updated
List.
list?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
For this particular item, yep.
And it means no actions being taken on anything, we're just updating.
You're
those.
just approving the list.
Okay. So, but we need a vote to approve the list.
That's
Yes.
correct.
Okay, so I would entertain a motion to approve the updated long-term capital projects list.
Yeah, I motion to approve the long-term capital projects list.
Is there a second? I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded to approve the updated long-term capital projects list. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
So we didn't need a roll call. I thought for some reason it was, okay, never mind.
So I have a question, so Fund 46, there should be two pieces to it. All
But
this
there's,
is written, was this written wrong on your agenda?
Yes,
it was not correct on the agenda, but that's no big deal.
We've just
Okay,
fixed
we
it
just did
because,
it.
because
We
now
just
they'll
did
make
it.
that separate motion.
Yeah, because that
We'll-
should have been like number one and then the
Yep.
replenishing the fund.
We just fixed, it's good.
It's good, we'll
Okay.
take care of it.
Okay.
So then the next motion would be to allow a fund transfer from Fund 10 to Fund 46 for up to $200,000 for fiscal year 25-26.
That was the piece I would like Pam, so that was the piece that I emailed the board about this weekend.
Right.
And Pam, I thought you did a great job of explaining it this morning to me. You want to just give the board an overview of why the language is up to.
Right, so when we borrowed money or took money from Fund 46 over the last 2 years, most of it in 25, 26 to replace the boilers, is approximately 200,000. So I want it there as a safety net because it has to be approved in this meeting in order for us to utilize it. So when I analyze and finalize Fund 10, if we're $200,000 over where we projected our referendum surplus to be, I would like to be able to move to put money from Fund 10 back into Fund 46, which was a goal that the board wanted when we originally took the money.
But if we have the funds available, we put it back in. This gives us the flexibility to do that. It has
We
to
took
happen.
the boilers and the dishwasher,
Yeah.
it was approximately 200,000.
And that's only if we have already met the parameters from the referendum for the other
Mhm.
surplus monies. That would be, if there's any additional money, this would give us the ability to come back to you with.
Yeah.
and-
Right, so I would
and
have to have
transfer.
that presented already, like I figured that out this week. I would know what the amount is, I would have Jason update you and I can come back in July and just as a, basically an information item to let you know what was transferred, yes.
So when we approved the end of the year information that you shared, we weren't action planning to be able to capture all of the, fund.
The target for the referendum.
The target for the referendum. So now this is saying if we approve this, we actually will hit the target and then only move above the target.
And that's the only way we would do this.
Right.
Because we had some unbudgeted
Yeah,
revenues,
absolutely.
yes, exactly what you just said, yeah.
But we would, so we're not even taking what we said, the limited amount, we didn't think we would hit all of it. We would actually hit all of it and
We
then.
would make that whole first, then we would do this
Yeah.
in the fund balance, yes.
Yeah.
Great way to explain it, yeah. This just gives us that flexibility.
I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to allow a fund transfer from Fund 10 to Fund 46 for up to $200,000 for fiscal year 25-26.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to allow a fund transfer from Fund 10 to Fund 46 for up to $200,000 for fiscal year 25-26. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, item E, a resolution to assign the fund balance, Fund 10 reserves.
Yes.
Pam, go ahead.
So at the end of every year, we always need to have purchase orders that we've placed orders in April, May, June, and the items don't come in. So these were, the first one was playground equipment that was both through special education and early learning center. The student Chromebooks and the paraprofessional Chromebooks were all ordered, they just have not arrived yet. So this is just basically saying we're not gonna spend this money, we're gonna save this money to pay those purchase orders.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to assign fund balance Fund 10 reserves of $41,055 as presented.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve a resolution to assign the fund balance from Fund 10 reserves as presented. In favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. F, the water heater. Rears its head again.
The different one.
Oh,
We have a lot of them here.
We have a lot of water heaters.
That's why it's on the list.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you want to pull out?
What's it?
What do you want to
You
pull out?
have to, I just can use some later. So I, in May, you approved and we installed a new water heater in the boiler room to supply the varsity locker rooms and the laundry room. That is currently the only water heater supplying these areas where there had been two. And actually originally there were four, when that was built. There's still currently one disabled water heater in the boiler room above the locker rooms. It's my recommendation to accept a quote from Pioneer Plumbing for $13,070 to replace the existing disabled water heater so we have true functioning for this space. This will ensure supply of hot water for the high demand of 2 locker rooms plus laundry, should they all be used concurrently. So Pioneer Plumbing did the last one that was approved. They were the lowest bid of the 3 that I got. So it basically putting one exact same thing up above like we did in there.
I would entertain them.
Do you feel that's essential?
Yeah.
To have, because I'd be very surprised if both locker rooms ever need a hot water.
I agree, and I know rarely are there 2 teams, but when you think about it, they're 110 gallons. You have probably an 80 gallon in your house supplying. That's not a whole lot if there are showers running, laundry going. So
I know those laundry rooms are used by the childcare center, like they're used a lot to wash.
I've
in
done a
that
couple,
area.
we wash our rags and stuff in there too. So, I mean, that's the decision.
You said there used to be 4.
It is set up for
It's set
4.
up for 4,
Yeah.
or was it? So was there 4 originally?
I've never, that was
That you know of, like.
25 years ago, but it is set up for 4. And I know the piping is still, whatever they cut out when they removed them, is still laying there. So I assume at one time there were 4. For how long, I don't know. But we have had 2 recently.
One of the issues we're finding here, and I don't want to speak for them, but it goes back to the water softener solution as we're looking upstream to try to figure out why are we having water heaters failing before their lifespan. The one at the high school, if you recall last year, like we were without water for several days in the middle of the school year because it just, literally they shut it down and said, you cannot use this because it was open flame. Is that by fixing the water softener system, now we're gonna have to repair these water heaters that have had their lifespan shortened as we go through. But fixing the water softeners first was important
Yeah.
because otherwise we'd have been the fruit for the poisonous tree.
So Nate, to your point, we haven't been, both of them were out about the time the winter sports were ending. So basketball. So we don't really, how often, how much the showers are used. We haven't tested it to what, through a football season or when the teams are actually in there. Nobody's in there during spring sports, so.
Are they set up as a redundant system? Do you know what I'm saying? Like if one fails, does that make sense what I'm
They
asking?
all,
No, they're
They're all
both in
Yeah.
working order, but that's something you could set them up as, so if one would fail, you could fire the other one.
That seems like a cost savings.
Well, the only time you would need to, I think, is football season, right?
or basketball, if you've got,
I wish Jeremy was here, because I would ask, because I can tell you,
Yeah.
as a basketball coach.
they don't get used to it.
My kids don't shower.
Right, so that's what you're, I mean,
I mean, my
like,
players, not my
I mean,
coaches.
sure,
Yes.
especially,
It's
if
there.
they're just not gonna sit in the bus.
You would have that option,
Yeah.
you'd have that option to have it used as a backup, or if the coaches are saying, hey, we're running out of hot water, well, this time of the year, let's run this. You just have it as an option.
I think to be realistic, the most hot water used in that area is for the washer. Like the fitness center uses it, the childcare center uses it to wash. If I had, those are used a lot. I see people in there constantly using the washer, probably more so than the showers. So
And when we have our pressure washer hooked up, hosing down the locker rooms, that's probably a lot too, but nobody else is using it.
So we could set it up such that one is primary and the other isn't turned on.
It would
unless-
cost more because there'd be more plumbing. We haven't looked into the price of that,
Okay.
but they would have to change piping.
what I was asking was this, if these are both hooked up in the current format that was intended when they were there, you could still operate on one hot water heater. Is that, am I being clear
That's
enough?
what we're doing right now.
They each have their separate
Yeah.
calories for it.
Oh, yeah.
If we only have one functional one and that goes out, we're gonna be in that situation where we're at the high school. Yeah, I didn't mean to infer there's like where it's, we don't use one at all.
Yep.
And then it turns on, is that when you're running 2, now, I'm also not an expert on this. I'm not an expert on anything. My assumption would be looking at like capacity, there's a rating on each water heater. So you can run one, but you may shorten the lifespan by running just one to run a system that, does that make sense at all, what I'm asking? Like, there has to be a reason they set up 2
I think
water
just
heaters,
to
right?
have enough capacity.
Yeah, so like,
For
my
peak
thing is,
demand.
like, I'm sure, we need it if everybody's gonna do that, if we have a finite amount of money, is this, like, if you had $12,000, would you put it somewhere else more useful before this, or is this like more essential than?
There's other places.
That's more what I'm asking than.
And we could see, get through a football season if there, if there is a report of, I don't know. I wouldn't want to have a visiting team in there, and if they're in the shower, have it here after a game, wherever we're playing.
Well, for them?
Professional. Have them run out of hot water, and, we look bad because we're the school with cold water, but, But yeah, I
have space for kids to shower right now at the middle school. You know, we have students that would like to shower at school. We don't have staff for that. They have to go to high school right now to shower.
Because,
There's no hot water.
but there is hot.
there's now, we've got one.
Yeah.
We have
One.
one.
We did before, prior, you are
Yes,
correct, that in the
okay.
past, we did not have
Okay,
hot
that's
water.
what I thought.
Sure, no, I mean, that was my question too. I mean, it appears from looking at our inventory, we have water heater issues globally. And, that's probably one of the top items for us to be thinking about spending money. I'm just, and again, totally, respect and want you to make the call. Is that the most important one for us to do? And if it is, then, I mean, I'm in favor of moving forward with that. I just want to make sure that we're prioritizing them, because if you come in 2 months and say, oh, shoot, this is the one that had to, I don't know that we'll have money. And so if we can prioritize one, I just want to make sure we're prioritizing the one that is in the worst shape, the biggest need.
And that I have done when I put together budget stuff, I made a list, I numbered them for payment. But that's not to say number 4 isn't gonna go up tomorrow.
That is
They
true.
just never,
That is true. Is this number one?
this was number 1.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's no feelings, like, I know Brett and Eric well enough here, right? Like, having this discussion is not hurting anybody's feelings about, like, this is your role as a board, is to question, right? These things, and I mean,
If you say no, then we ride it out and we say, hey, do we have, if nobody says there's cold water when they're showering, then we got enough, then we're good. That was ready. And then we'd have to revisit, it's ready to do it again. So I just know it's not gonna get cheaper either.
Mhm.
And a backup would be nice to have.
Mhm.
Obviously, because of the problems we do have.
Which hopefully we've
Yep.
there's a
Software
fudge
system.
replaced that water software.
so the hope would be, once we get all these staggered replaced,
Yes.
that they're going to meet their life expectancy instead of a third of what was intended.
What do they give for a life expectancy on these new water heaters?
They're supposed to be 10 years.
Yeah.
We're not getting
More like
that.
5 to 7.
Yeah, we're not getting that with these.
Some have been less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had one that was, I think it was 4. It's-
Really?
Yes,
So-
and the
But
buildup
that's-
in the tank
That's the
trace
softness.
back to the softeners.
And how many do we have?
There was 5 to start, this would be the 3rd one to replace.
How many total water heaters do we have in the district?
That's only 5 here. Gosh, I haven't even,
How many in high school? 2.
how many are in high school?
You guys don't have this memorized?
No, we don't. Every time you open the door, you find something new.
10-ish? Do you think there's 10-ish
In the high school,
altogether?
altogether,
Yeah.
I'd say that's a
So
fair
it
guess.
appears that
Yeah.
we should be planning to replace one a year because there's 10.
because
And,
there's
The
also.
staggered, so we don't have
Yeah.
that, yes, where they're all
I
effectively.
mean, what we learned at our house is just stop flushing it, because then the sedative falls down and it blocks everything and it lasts longer.
We
I'm
even
just-
have,
I'm
there's,
not kidding.
in the kitchen here, in the SCE room, they have their own here. So that we keep finding stuff all over the place.
Yes. To Julie's point, we can implement it when it's yellow, let it mellow, when it's brown, flush it down.
That's not what she's talking about.
Stop flushing.
So, yes, board, how do we want to move forward on this item?
I'm totally fine with moving forward with it. You know, this is what we think is what's best. I just want to make sure, because it's like, from my limited interaction, what I hear, the conversations that, we've had, it's like one of those things where I don't know for sure, but I know there's not a lot of usage, I would say, like, back when I was in school, as far as the people actually taking showers or pushing clothes. And I don't think it was,
More than.
yeah, and I don't think that was because I don't think they're not doing it because there's no more water. I just think,
Yeah.
well, times have changed.
Mhm.
Axe body spray.
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's what you're looking.
Okay. So I would entertain a motion either to accept the quote from Pioneer Plumbing or to not buy this at all. So,
I mean, I'll make a motion to accept the quote from Pioneer Plumbing to replace the water heaters presented based on our conversation with these guys.
okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the quote from Pioneer Plumbing to replace the water heater as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, the water softener, which is the biggie for preventing all this bad
Yes,
water.
this is more proactive,
Yeah.
try to prevent this. In ongoing effort to improve the water in our district, is my recommendation that the board approve Countryside Culligan Water to replace the existing water softener in the elementary school. Their quote dated March 25th, 2026 for the amount of $14,545.34 was the lowest of 3 bids collected and contained comparable services. Replacing this softener would aid in our efforts to lengthen the life of fixtures, flushers, etc. in the elementary school. The quoted system would be the same as the system recently installed in the administration building. Water tests have shown the system would be working as advertised, and the Culligan sales and service representatives have shown full knowledge of their product and eagerness to work with our school district. And he emailed me, I've been in contact with him regarding pricing, so I know it was a long time ago and we know what's been going on. He did email me on the 7th of July and he did say there will be on this unit a price increase of 5 to 7% on August 1st. So if we decide and we want to get it ordered right away, because that's quite a jump.
What system do we currently have? He says it's gonna be the exact as what we currently have.
The one we just put in,
Here.
the brand new one.
Okay.
Um,
And does he come with the same, like I saw Maher's give a 3-year warranty? Is there any warranty on this?
Yeah, he's got it in here somewhere, and all these emails. I remember we went through it, last time, when we voted on it. I don't remember what it was I had to do.
He does have a warranty or something?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how long though, but I know that he had it.
Well, since we're satisfied with the latest purchase, there could be value in sticking with the same vendor.
Yeah, I would recommend it. He's very enthusiastic about his water systems.
Do they change the salt for us or do we do that?
We do that.
We do that, okay.
Yep, and we buy that,
And so when we buy the Culligan system, we're done with Culligan as far as purchasing their system, the salt, we don't have any extra charges.
more or less, yep, they'll come and service it if we need to. But yeah, that's it, there's no
We don't
contract or anything
Okay.
like that. And we buy the salt right from the hardware store here. He approved those all good stuff. So we get that local. But,
So I would entertain a motion to accept the quote for the water softener.
I'll make a motion to accept that quote as presented from Countryside Culligan Water to replace the water softener in the elementary school.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the quote from Countryside Culligan Water to replace the water softener in the elementary school. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Can I ask one quick question? Pam, did this all come out of funds 46?
Yes. Now that we have,
That was why we needed you guys
That's
to
why we
approve that
needed
language
to-
of those
right.
first.
okay, the maintenance garage roof.
But we have enough in fund 46, even if you put it
That's correct.
for these two.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but it needs to be listed. Yeah.
Pam, do you know what our approximate balance is in Fund 46 right now?
No.
Ballpark,
Well, you should have.
312
300.
or somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, 300 and some.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, I mean,
Well,
yes.
less what the Fund 10 already owes it, this Fund 10 already owes it money, but I haven't moved the money because we're already planning to move the money.
Right. And the key thing, the reason we had to approve the list was to have this
Yep.
being paid for by Fund 46.
That's accurate.
So, okay. Okay, ready to go on to the maintenance garage, Rob?
That was a big one. All right, regarding the upgrades to the existing maintenance shed, the Pittsville School District has received a proposal from Miller Roofing Services LLC. Included in the proposal is repairs and upgrades to the roof, the addition of an eave, and the installation of a steel ceiling on the interior of the building. The total of this proposal is $32,019. Accompanying this proposal is upgrades to the electrical, lighting, cabinetry, paint, and plumbing. These upgrades will be completed by current district staff. Maintenance, us up here. pretty much.
AK's right there.
At an estimated cost of $15,581, bringing the total amount for the loan for repairs to $48,000. We have received one bid, one other bid, which was $2,140 over Miller's, and one other contractor that was not interested in bidding after looking at the project. It is my recommendation to accept the proposal from Miller Roofing for upgrades based on the cost compared to the other bid received and the history of work experience with their company. Payment will be done in accordance with the agreement with Sanford Health. So this will all be tied in with the clinic building, how this is being paid for. We would be paying Miller's at $32,019. Sanford would be paying us for that, and then when they are moved into the new building, rent would be put towards their
The lease.
monthly,
It's a no-cost loan.
monthly rent, yeah. So basically, it's a loan that we just wouldn't be collecting any rent for however long that is, 2 years.
A little less than 2 years of the lease as this would come off. This was something we had in a communication with Sanford in relation to potentially, before we were thinking about moving everything over there. We got in a discussion, and as you know, Brett and Eric said earlier, like, we're able to utilize the ag lab, and then plus their offices will be, well, that building still leaks and has drainage issues. And it's still structurally, the building itself is strong, but at that point, Sanford said, hey, we'll tell you what, even anyway, you're working with us here, we will front you guys the cash, charge no interest on it, take it off the lease. And it's an opportunity to repair one of our buildings that we can use for storage, and we do store equipment in there and stuff. So effectively, they're gonna cut us a check to pay Miller's, and then they wouldn't pay the lease for the first year and 9 months until that was paid off at no interest. So it's not costing us anything in their fronting. So it helps us avoid having to dip into, it'll knock one thing off of our capital improvement list without costing, and we wouldn't have to expend district funds.
How did
That's
that
it.
conversation come about to have this process fall into place?
They offered.
And they offered because they knew what our intentions were with the maintenance building.
They took our maintenance building away.
Yeah, they said it was like, our holdup was we couldn't remove it. So-
When we said we were gonna move, we need to find a place to move, because originally,
Right.
before we identified this, I said the one holdup's gonna be is we gotta find a place to have our maintenance office and stuff.
Okay.
It was gonna be that building. Well, then, when we started getting quotes on like, what would it take to make that totally functional, it got probably more than we were willing to spend. We found the other option. At that point, Sanford more or less said, if you guys still wanna get that building fixed, we're willing to, and we jumped at the chance to do it, if that makes sense. So we weren't gonna lie to them and tell them we were still putting all of our offices and stuff in there, but the reality was, the building's utilized, and we will utilize it for more if we had a solid roof on top of it, so I don't know, if that makes sense with.
If we moved our offices and everything out there, like was kind of the original plan, this would be for probably more than twice of this to get it, to get an office and really upgrade it. Right now, we're upgrading it to a better garage.
Store our equipment.
Yeah, better store our equipment. Right now, that it's heated, there's a water heater out there.
Functions well.
It is heated, but there's no insulation in the attic. The roof should have been reshingled 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do steel on it, Millers will.
We're gonna put insulation in the attic?
Yes,
Yes.
so the 32,000, that's for, I don't know, can you put the Miller proposal up there, we can go through that too if you want. So the extra 15,000 that I just kind of added on there to give it a nice even 48 total, that would be us insulating, replacing lighting, because they're gonna put a liner panel on the inside, on the ceiling, to cover up the material that's on there now. So we would put new lights in, there's a lot of gutting, there's cabinets, new sink, we could redo some plumbing, to make it more usable. I could take you up there right now and look at it, but, so that, even that 15,000, we could do that for cheaper too, however much we want to put into it, which would lessen our loan with Sanford.
But the 15, that was my only question. So the 32 makes sense. The 32, Sanford's gonna cut us a check to pay Millers. Are they cutting us a check for 15,581 to the district for the rest of it
The
too?
whole amount, yeah, for that whole
So then-
48.
Okay, so then we're 3 years,
Yeah,
probably
Yeah, good
getting
point,
any,
yes,
any
yes.
rent from that.
That is
Okay,
correct,
Okay,
yes.
And that extra 15 is just for the materials.
And-
Yeah, basically, and
Yeah.
having us,
Yeah.
Yeah,
As we would do
not
that.
paying us extra
Yeah,
labor.
Julie,
Yeah.
you're absolutely.
Because that's one of the advantages we have with you folks is you have those skills.
They have
Or
names.
otherwise, yeah,
You folks, it's Red Park.
okay, Brett and Eric, you have those skills, so we don't have to contract out
Yes,
for that,
exactly.
like we would have in the past.
and it's just, I just have one additional question. Is this a forgivable loan? So, I hope they're here forever, but if after 2 years Sanford Health is like, yeah, we're not staying,
The initial loan, the lease approved was for a minimum 5 years with the chance to renew for,
okay, so actually they would end up paying us a
That-
year of,
accurate, 2 years. If they left early, they would have to pay us 2 additional years.
okay,
It's 5 years guaranteed with their choice to renew for 2 additional 5-year periods. So, yeah, good question.
Brett, I'm not seeing anything in here about insulation.
I didn't, I forgot to put it in there. Basically, any upgrades,
No, on the quote.
nope, that would be us, that'd be me and
That's
Eric.
part of our.
That'd be part of
That's
the
part of that.
15,000. Yeah. So I can go through that if you want,
Or just did.
they're gonna strip the old shingles off there, replace any sheeting on the roof which needs it because it drips through. We've been in there, the structure, the rafters are fine, it's just the sheeting, they're gonna put at least a foot or hopefully 18-inch overhang on the outside and eave with soffit and fascia, to protect, because there's gas meters and gas lines on the outside, keep the snow and ice away. And then they'll put steel sheets on the round part of the roof, and then the top, kind of like it is now, will be, it's a poly, but it's like a rubber. So all new back.
I'll make a motion to accept the quote as presented from the maintenance.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion for that.
It's been, it has been moved and seconded to accept the quote as presented from Miller Roofing for the maintenance shed roof. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you
For the
so
work you
much.
folks do.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the work you guys do.
Thank you guys.
Item I, annual board goals. I am assuming that the board would like to do a board retreat again this fall. Is that a correct assumption? Approaching the next school year. Hello.
Gives her a lot of energy.
It's getting late, it's
Yeah.
getting late. So, I would like to ask if Jen could send out a doodle poll, asking people for dates. We could do dates in August and September. I don't know if people know their September schedules yet.
I think September will be better than August.
September would be better than August.
I don't know my August.
Okay. So, send out a doodle poll for August.
September.
I'm sorry, for September. And, do we want to go with a Monday again? Or I think last time we did a
We did a lot of
Wednesday.
Wednesdays,
Yeah, so
Wednesdays.
I'm out of the country September 16th and 23rd if you're doing Wednesdays, but the others,
Just note that, please. Jen, if you could send that out, that would be great for September.
Other administrators, just so you know, I know the question you're thinking in your head is, no, you do not have to attend.
Could we attend it?
Certainly.
Busy.
Yeah.
You can
Maybe
pass
so
it
we
on.
That's the other thing,
Yeah.
something going on.
Okay, thank you. Item J, approval of the handbooks. First of all, we have the athletic handbook.
I
Any
think the only
questions?
change there was that they added for the concussion protocol, I believe, the medical professional has to clear them, or sorry, not for just concussions. Any injury, a medical professional has to clear them to back.
We have to have documentation, just for
Yes.
reference, we
Yeah,
had a parent clear,
yes.
more or less told the school, hey, they're cleared, didn't get clearance from medical doctor or anything. So it's covering the district for liability.
So that's the only change, and then just dates. So,
Okay. Sounds good. And the next handbook is the all-student handbook.
we have to approve them separately.
I thought
We
we started approving them
Together.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Last change.
we're approving them together.
On the handbooks, or the, student handbook, the changes are just with, right, minor changes, staffing, obviously updating the calendar, the only major changes I added middle school section instead of incorporating them in the elementary. So that's the only big change. But other than that, just a little bit of wording here and there, nothing that's a major change like we had the last couple of years.
Any questions from the board?
Make a motion to approve the athletic and all student handbook for 2026, 2027 school year as presented.
I'll second the motion. It's been moved and seconded to approve the athletic and all-student handbook for the coming school year. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, medical advisory agreement.
So Dr. Keith Pulvermacher has served as our medical advisor. It's a voluntary thing for the past 2 years, 3 years actually. We had reached out to ask if he would be willing to serve in that role again, and he indicated actually he would. We don't have the signed agreement back from him yet, but we just need the approval from you, and then Keith will sign it, we'll continue. Every district has to have someone. He signs off for our EpiPens, any of that type of stuff. You're supposed to have one for distributing medication, anything that we do. So Keith would continue. We're just looking for approval from the board, and then once we get Keith's signature, we'll get Mary Ann's signature on it.
I motion to approve the medical advisory agreement for 26-27 school year.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the medical advisory agreement for the 26-27 school year. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. L, WASB Business Honor Roll. Do you have an update?
I have an update. We have one nominee, and that was the Cranberry Creamery and Event City Design. Was the nominee. 2 board members nominated them. So
So will you prepare the paperwork then and get it into WASB?
Oh,
We'll be all
so-
set.
honestly, Jen, add that to my calendar. Yes, I will take care
Well,
of
I
it.
gave
Yes,
you a rationale.
I know you did.
Nomination.
I'm just gonna copy and paste, Mary.
That's preparing it.
Thank you.
That's-
Yes, I will do that.
That's the story. Item M, Pittsville Community Fitness Center attendant and supervisor job descriptions.
Isn't it funny that we ever approved putting people's names in it?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So, I mean, that's the only change that really happened is we took people's names out of it and actually just put
Yeah.
positions, right? That's like, I was like, wow. I guess you're for life, forever and ever and ever.
What if we don't change it?
Yeah. Ever and ever and ever.
That would be the-
There is no
Yeah.
Jason, Pam, or Lee Gerald. We're here forever.
Pretty funny that
We
we,
have all the proof we need right here.
yeah. Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve the PCFC attendant and supervisor job descriptions as presented.
I'll second.
it's been moved and seconded to approve the fitness center attendant and supervisor job description as presented. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item 11, legislative update.
You got anything?
Well, I was just at the summer symposium and they went over a lot of things. And a lot of things. They went over, really the fact that they're always tweaking minor things related to schools. And overall, the WASB legislative staff said it was a decent year. In terms of the coming year, one of their top priorities is going to be moving the language for the special education funding from what it is to some sufficient. Not the budgeted amount, but actually some sufficient. And as well as increasing the percentage of reimbursement, picking it up a few more percentage points. That looks like right now that that's gonna be their top priority.
Okay.
And I'm sure we'll hear more as we get into fall.
Just if there are, I think that's very positive too, in case there are actually people still watching at home, the some sufficient piece, the key to that would be, the reason that they indicated they wouldn't meet is that the needs outweigh what they budgeted, so in this
Right.
situation, they would make sure that the money allocated would be sufficient
Yeah.
to cover any increases in costs.
It would go from some certain to
To
some
some sufficient.
sufficient. I was trying to remember.
Be a good
the
thing
term.
for us,
It would be
yes.
a very, very good thing for everybody, so. Okay. Agenda item number 12, public comments. Doesn't look like we have a crowd, so we will go on to, agenda item 13, future agenda items. Fall co-curricular contracts, the 66.03 agreements. C, restraint seclusion report to the board. D, annual notice to parents. E, social media report. F, WASB regional meetings. G, safety response plan update. H, resolution for delegate assembly. I, 26-27 new staff introductions. J, policy 342.11. And K, employee handbook. Is there anything else that should be added as a future agenda item?
We said we were going to add the food service threshold for collections, or discuss that, modification.
And I guess also a, agenda item would be, Julie, what you had asked is just a general framework related to how food service is going to be able to meet the budget.
Yeah, and I also followed up again, didn't ask ahead of time, but even also childcare, just from the perspective of hitting 85% of we're hoping to hit 85% of our budgeted enrollment. So just to know on a month-to-month basis, once September hits, where are we at? Like, are we close? Are we trending? Like, just so that it doesn't become May and then we're like, oh, right? Like, so, it's obviously a work in progress, but just to keep that little chart.
The
This
trend
is,
line.
this is where we expect it to be, and this is where we're at, and what percentage is it, and where are we at, just so that we can, those would be two really great things.
Okay,
Thanks.
very good.
Jen, did you add those to the? I know you did, right?
Okay.
I-
Item 14, would be a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor? Aye.